Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? As you can see, I'm already prepped to step into this very stormy, wintry horror film that we're going to be calling today The Thing, 1982. The movie that kind of set the extremely high goalpost of just not only horror in general, but practical effects, just the feeling of something creeping up on your shoulders that can potentially destroy your entire life and fuse with your body multiple times. If you don't know what the heck that means, then congratulations. I don't think you should, because it sounds terrifying. But yes, today I'm in my winter coat because we're going to be going into wherever this place is. It looks like Antarctica. I haven't seen this film in quite some time. Like this film in particular, I've seen it before, but it was like way before I even got into films, when I started filmmaking, when I even thought that this is something that I even wanted to be doing. But I have seen this film, and my goodness, it was pretty damn scary. It was pretty damn scary, and I'm really excited to kind of jump into this now with knowledge of filmmaking itself, and also potentially give a greater appreciation for this film, not only to myself but hopefully to you guys as well too. So hey guys, like always, I just want to say thank you for the support. Thank you for the love that you have been giving me on these really spooky films and all the recommendations. I mean, my gosh, it's just incredible. So this community is just off the charts, and I can't thank you guys enough. Again, if you want to see the full-length version, definitely check out the Patreon link below. There you can see the full length, you can have early access to other shows, and just also be a part of a really cool community where you guys can vote and be a part of me choosing which movies I should watch next. But without further ado, guys, I'm not going to wait too long. I'm not going to, try my best to stay stagnant on this really extremely terrifying film. I'm going to jump right into this. So guys, buckle up your seatbelts. We're about to go right into The Thing. Classic. Man, back in the day, man, they would intro these things like they're mixtapes. It's kind of dope. I mean, just already seeing these shots, you can just get the scale of desolation and isolation here. I mean, it's Antarctica. Don't expect to see any New Yorkers there or anything like that, but what a perfect place to film like a horror movie, because I think just the land itself is pretty horrifying. I asked this in the Evil Dead commentary, would you guys stay in this place in Antarctica with these people for a weekend? And let's up this one, because I find this one to be a little bit more terrifying. For $50 million, you have to stay here for an entire weekend. $50 million. Let me know in the comments. I forgot. Like, what? Why is this happening again? I wonder if he's trying to shoot the dog because he realizes what it is, Again, guys, I haven't seen this in like what feels like 10 years. So like it's almost as if I'm literally watching this the first time as well. But I love how it starts off with that mystery, because the whole time you're like, why is he trying to shoot the dog? And why is he only trying to shoot the dog? Makes it even better that, he doesn't speak their language.
I was wondering when El Capitan was going to get a chance to use his...
Love the camera movement here. Just kind of like how it just introduced some of the characters.
It says here only 8 weeks.
Well, that's not long enough for guys to go bonkers.
Bullshit, Bonham.
I mean, it plays an important role later on in the film, especially when it comes down to the horror, the psychological horror. So it'll be really interesting seeing how it works here. Yep. That's when all the things started coming together. The music just subtly building that tension with the camera just slowly shifting down, showing the dog. It builds like this really interesting narrative around this dog and what the heck is going on with it. Man, I love this. It's just so creepy. It's so creepy how like that camera's just like slowly going throughout these areas, showing us the destinations. Beautiful shot right here. Dang. Oh, man. You kind of just are left at the beforehand and or either just dropped into the, right in the middle of it all. And you have to figure it out yourself. See, again here, beautiful storytelling right here. It doesn't show you literally what happened previously. It just drops you in, and it's like almost like you're a detective. You're along with these characters, trying to piece together the clues. It's not spoon-fed to you. It's a very intelligent film, which I think could really make good horror films.
Back!
Guys, also, I want to show appreciation for these set designs. Like, oh my goodness. These set designs are incredible. I'm really surprised that, Universal has not made like an amusement park that's dedicated for the Thing. I think that could have been like really cool if for like Halloween you go through the sets of the Thing. Also, I'm surprised there's also not a multiplayer game on this. Like, what? This would be a cool multiplayer game. Oh man, Kurt's kind of sus. Yep. Something definitely busted out of that. And this music, oh my goodness, man. Like aliens doing opera. Now, I love how each time they cut to each piece of information, there could be, it's like foreshadowing for what's to come and what, how to truly fight whatever this alien is in the future. But obviously, we wouldn't know at this point. It was very clever filmmaking. Man, these shots of the dog just watching, observing, without blinking either. It's like still as it could be.
Blair, I'd like you to start an autopsy right away.
And they're handling it in a way of like scientists. Like they're like, yo, we gotta figure out what this thing is. They're obviously shocked, but like they're all scientists there, so they're like, okay, let's get to the bottom of this. What the freak is this? Yikes, man. That's gruesome. That is crazy. All practical too. That's the disturbing part. Wow. You can just feel something's off. You can just feel something's off just by how the lighting is in this scene, how the dog is just being weird, and the way the camera's positioning on this dog, keeping it right in the center of the frame. Oh! Oh my God! Dog, man, yo, what the freak? I haven't seen this in a minute, and this looks crazy. Oh man, I feel so sad for these dogs, man. I just think it makes it even more terrifying because these effects are practical. Like, they just look so discombobulated and mutilated. It's just, oh God.
Pissed off, whatever it is.
Bennings, go get Childs.
What is this? What's going on? Hey, Palmer, what is it? I don't know. Wait,
Mac wants...
And I think another thing that I really love about this movie is the pacing of it. You know, it doesn't get right to the point, but also doesn't stray away from the point either. Like, there's a gradual build in the pacing and how it showcases its information that goes along greatly with this tension that I think is just so good. That really does come into play with storyboarding, editing, and all of that. Oh my God. That is just absolutely just, oh my, that just came from hell. Oh my goodness, man. That really looks like something from Doom or Resident Evil. How did you guys react to something like that for the first time? Like, what was your reaction to something like that? And were you expecting to see something like that?
Oh my God.
And I think it's great too that, you know, I think it was really wise to have these characters be scientists because, you know, now we get to authentically see more about this creature because, I mean, that's what they do. So it doesn't feel like, you know, just some random human just trying to carve open an alien, because that wouldn't make any sense. But these guys are scientists here, primarily doing research in our Antarctica.
Around camp all day.
Are you saying to me the dog wasn't put in the kennel until last night?
Right.
Notice how close up these shots are.
How long were you alone with that dog?
I don't know, an hour,
See, this is where
maybe.
the psychological aspect really comes into play, and that camera work just is just, oh, it nails it. And the music is so good. Like, I love that it just seems as if it's a never-ending high pitch. You're not sure when it's going to end. But the more it goes on, the more unwinding it feels.
Gets thrown out or crawls out and it ends up freezing in the ice.
I just cannot believe any of this voodoo bullshit. Charles, happens all the time.
Also, I really love that the title is the way that it is. You know, The Thing. Like, what is it? There's really no explanation towards it. And I think, you know, the more you try to explain it, the more absurd it sounds. So I think The Thing as the title is just, it's just so cool. I love it. Wow. And I love how this alone, like, you can kind of see how the alien's imitation works. And I love that they held onto that shot just so you can understand visually what it's actually doing on a cellular level. On a cellular level. Wow. Wow, that is just insane. I did not see that the first time around. Oh my goodness, man. You can just hear it off the screen. You can hear the crunching and the gooey nastiness.
Go get the dog.
Oh my god. That is just horrifying, man.
It isn't Bennings.
Oh man, dude, that is horrifying. Yo, that is crazy. That sound right there. Oh my goodness. Music is just like, I think this is where it passes from obviously your horror movie to now sci-fi surrealism and almost a little bit of like
I don't know what you're saying.
Lovecraftian horror,
Trying to imitate him.
because it's just something so non-human that you're almost in awe by it. Destroying their... That's the thing too, because I'm not sure if it's the thing that is intelligent or it's just using the human's brain for intelligence, which makes it still all the more scarier. But I'm also wondering if he's just going crazy because he's the only one that saw the results of the computer. So maybe he's just like just going through complete madness right now.
Clark. What? I said watch Clark. And watch him close. Do you hear me?
Every time when it's those type of dialogue scenes, like the camera is just up close, just kind of like feeding on that fuel of the unknown, not feeling alone, not knowing who to trust.
Gary! Hey, you guys, come here!
Yep, someone already got to the blood first. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if it's the alien having the brains or just the alien manipulating or imitating a human's brain.
I just give it to Copper whenever he needs it.
Could anybody have gotten it from you, Doc? I don't see how. As soon as I'm finished, I return it right away.
Oh, this scene is so good. This scene is so good because, like,
Time you used it.
that's like, oh man, that distrust. It really does play on
Somebody
that.
could have lifted it off me.
I think that's the most scariest part. Man.
Who's that?
Jeez. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, guys. That kind of spooked me a little bit. That kind of spooked me. And the way that it sounded, too. Like, oh, it was just crazy.
Why would it burn him? Flare! Maybe he tried to burn it!
Man, I love how this film right here is just showcasing information at such a good pace, and it does not hold your hand, which is something I don't think a lot of horror movies specifically should do. I think the feeling of not having your hand held throughout a story is haunting.
I cut him loose.
McCready?
He's one of them.
When do you think it got to him?
I don't know.
Could have been any time.
Man, oh man. This thing is just
Come
When the
on.
lights went out.
crazy. Like, it just
Right.
works
You said
with
guys
the
were missing, and
psychology
where
of
were
it,
you?
man. Like, that's what makes this thing so terrifying.
Just let him freeze to death outside.
Childs, what if we wrong about him?
Why think we're wrong?
And I love how everyone is smart in this film too. Like, there's nobody who's dumb. You know, like that horror trope of like, oh, they're just dumb. So obviously that's why they do it. But no, like, these people are doing intelligent decisions here. I mean, to the best of their ability. Woo! Oh my goodness, man. Dude, that's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. Oh God, man. Just the way that the skin is ripping and then like the goo, oh my goodness, man. The work that must have been put into this film is just probably astronomical. I know something similar to what we're seeing here with the effects was done in like Evil Dead, especially with like the wires and the tree branches. It was played in reverse. And the sound, like his screams are just completely distorted. That almost reminds me of like Annihilation and kind of how that story went about. If you guys know that bear scene, you know what I'm talking about. And again, like the whole time, you're not sure who is infected. And it's showcasing that fear in a very, very smart way. Like, it's not harping too much into it. It's letting that fear be showcased by the people's actions. Where I think a lot of other horror movies, they would just harp on that fear and they would kind of dumb it down a little bit rather than letting the fear play through, you know, the normal actions of the characters.
That's good. All right, move back. Over there.
And I love this scene too because you know something has to happen. You know, this is a test whether or not if this thing's going, I mean, this thing's going to react. So it just plays along with it. And the scene, the way it like closes in on the people's faces so it can showcase the reaction. Oh, man.
You were the only one that could have got to that blood. We'll do you last.
Woo! Oh, my goodness.
Retreating! What is it?
Yo, that is just terrifying. Look at... Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness, man. What the... That is crazy. Oh, my God. Yo, could you imagine just like being behind the scenes on this set in particular? Like just watching this mayhem going on? That is crazy, man.
Stole the parts from the helicopter.
Smart, SOB. Put it together piece by piece.
Where was he trying to go?
Any place but here.
Rescue team finds it.
Yep. Yep.
What can we do? What can we do? Whether we make it or not, we can't let the thing freeze again.
Love this tactical outlook on the film. Like, it's just really... It's like a breath of fresh air when you see a smart movie. You know, like, not even have to be like Interstellar or, you know, Inception level of smart or anything like that, but just a movie where like people are thinking rationally. I think that's what also makes this threat that much greater because, I mean, if it's outdoing people who think rationally, that's scary. That means that, you know, it could get you. It really puts us in the immersion of the film because these are things that I would hope we would do. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this was crazy. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, man. Like, it's just so haunting. Because, like, I mean, the thing that sucks about this thing is that I don't think they really die right away. Oh, God. Wow. Thing is crazy, man. I mean, now it has a form because it got like 3 bodies on it now. Oh my gosh, man. This scene in particular reminds me of what Akira, during the last scene of that, looked like. Just an abomination, disfigurement of just body parts and Shout out to the demolition team on this. This looks crazy right here. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautifully destructive.
I saw Blair. I went out after him. Got lost in the storm.
Man, this moment right here. This moment right here, man.
Well, what do we do?
Such a great ending. My goodness, what an incredible movie. And I know there's like a whole debate on like who was the alien, who wasn't. But honestly, I don't know. I personally believe both of them probably aren't the alien. But man, this was incredible, guys. All right, everybody, and that wraps up The Thing, 1982. Now, guys, this film is just probably one of my favorite horror movies, along with The Wailing. For many reasons. Obviously, I mean, the representation of practical effects is just top tier. It's top tier in this. I mean, this is just the pinnacle of practical effects, and in my opinion, horror movies, it just in general. Because it's not just obviously the effects. It wasn't even that much of the alien, but the concept of what the alien brings, and that is the unknown. You know, what is true? Can you trust yourself? Can you trust other people, especially when you're in an isolated area? And I just also love how smart this film is. And I think that's, again, what makes it that much more terrifying, that much more real, that much more unknown. You know, it's like, what would you do in this situation? You know, would you be as smart as these people? Probably not, because you're not really a scientist. And, you know, it's just... The gravity of the situation, I believe, was just so well done with what was given. And it's just another perfect example that you don't have to have a astronomical setup when you're doing something as alien like this. You know, I think just what the alien brings, you know, what is it that this entity, and whatever story that you want to craft, what is it that, you know, this entity brings forth that challenges humans other than it being physically an alien? You know, the physicality of it should be the, you know, the local, not the locomotive, but it should be the vehicle. But the drive, the engine should be the fear, the untrustworthiness, you know? That's really, I think, what's going to drive a horror movie. And a lot of times people just, you know, they just put a ghost on and just have it do a bunch of scares. But if you make this ghost replicate something that is even scarier to a human, like depression, sadness, the feeling of loss, the feeling of hopelessness, you know, the feeling of the unknown, I think that's when you are able to really give forth something truly special in a horror movie, in my personal opinion. So guys, this was The Thing, John Carpenter's 1982 film. Like, this is something that I love watching. This is something I could watch a million times because of just how genius it is, in my opinion. So guys, tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think about the ending as well. Again, I personally think both of them are human, but it seems like they might not make it out alive anyway. So guys, like always, thank you so much for the love. Check out the full length as well if you want to, you know, see more that I have to say about it, because I have to chop it up for YouTube. But like always, guys, stay healthy, stay hydrated, because we are just getting started.
Purple jacket, pocket full of weed. Everything that I should ever need. Grab some matches cause they give them free. Just like my time. Hair pulled back in the backseat.